quite extraordinary, is it then, as a Real Madrid win by 2-1. Barca in the ascendancy through so much of this game. Xavi spoke to Sid and Luis Garcia pitch side after the match.
Xavi, listening to the guys in the studio, and they're talking about a Clasico in which Barcelona played really, really well, dominated most of the game, and in the end didn't win it. How do you explain that as a manager?
Well, fully agree with them, because I think we control the game. We dominate 60, 65 minutes really well. What we prepared and what we thought before the game, it was perfect. We control everything, but you know, Real Madrid is like that. When you don't score the second one, so maybe they, I think, create 3 chances, and they score 2, and we create 5, 6 very clear. And this is football. So I think it's not fair today, the result, but we need to improve. Keep going, of course. This is a long trip, but we need to be more effective in the game, especially in the Clasico.
I would have loved to ask you a different question, because we enjoyed so much the first 45 minutes. I think they were one of the best 45 minutes we've seen so far at Barcelona. It was perfect, no breaks at all. It was an instruction in the second half to maybe sit down, wait a little bit, because we saw the team a little bit deeper. It was that the instruction, like, listen, hold on, let them come, and then go ahead in the second, using the spaces.
I think they control the last 25 minutes. They control the game. This is, you know, the Clasico, and this is Real Madrid. They have the players for controlling the game, and then we suffer, of course. But it was not our goal. The goal was to control the game, to dominate, but this is Real Madrid, and in the moment that they dominate, they score 2 chances. When we dominate 60, 65 minutes, and at the end of the game also we create big chances, so we didn't score. So I think this is the briefing of the game today.
Yeah, definitely. Well, all the best. Fantastic first 45 minutes, and
thank you so much.
Very good, and keep going.
All the best.
Lot to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, mate.
Bye.
So what that means, Real Madrid back to top of the table, level on points with Girona. A 4-point gap now over Barcelona. Remember as well, significant in La Liga, it's head-to-head, not goal difference, which is the difference come the end of the season if they finish level on points. We could talk tactics, we could talk setup.
I'm not talking about Jude Bellingham.
That's it. That was the difference today, wasn't it? Jude Bellingham. It's quite simple.
Yeah. I think the difference was the second half mentality from Real Madrid. I think the experience from Real Madrid, bringing Luka Modric on, bringing Camavinga on, getting Bellingham forward, getting some control of the game, allied to the fact they got on the front foot. And then you look at Barcelona, they're bringing on teenagers, very good teenagers, but then they're bringing on Oriol Romeo, who is just not in the same quality as the substitutes that Real Madrid have. And then we were all set to sit in the studio and say, kind of touching the fact that Jude Bellingham had been quiet.
Yeah.
And then he produces, certainly the first goal, one of the best strikes I think you'll see all season. That was the difference.
And guess what? When it came to winning time, and I think that's important here, when it came to winning time, Real Madrid was there to win the game, whereas Barcelona were protecting the result.
Let's get some more reaction now, pitch side. Sid and Luis are with us. Sid, you've been covering Real Madrid for over 20 years. You think of some of the big names that have joined during that period. Brazilian Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, Zinedine Zidane. Have any of them made this sort of impact in their first couple of months?
No, not like this. Not to this extent. It's really quite extraordinary. It's reached the point where it's absurd, where it's ridiculous. You're watching it and you think, this can't keep on happening. This kind of almost cartoonish start to his Real Madrid career can't keep happening. Even in a game like today, when I thought Gavi was brilliant, and I thought Gavi was, with Fermin, probably the best player on the pitch, and Jude was having difficulties, I think, getting control of the game and making an impact. And then with one moment, he produces a shot like that, which is so kind of cartoonish as to be just completely off the scale. But it's the regularity of this now. This is 10 goals in 10 league games. It's goals that win them games every time. He's not scoring the 4th and 5th in a 5-0 win. He's getting the 1 in a 1-0 win, or the 2, as today, in a 2-1 win, and the equaliser. It's every single week. It's him being the decisive contributor. So much so that when he doesn't score against Atletico and he doesn't score against Sevilla, some people were saying, oh, well, maybe in the big games it's not going to happen. Well, it doesn't get bigger than this. You've just named a load of names, Dan, that he's now up there with. He's now got this moment. In the interview that he did pre-game a couple of days ago, he said, I've watched this growing up, and there's all these great moments. There's all these kind of magical moments and these players who stand up and kind of make the Clasico about them. He's just done it.
It's about his character. We talk so much about Jude Bellingham. I mean, we kind of are waiting to see that, yeah, maybe he's not going to do it for the rest of the season, or in the next game, yeah, he's going to slow down, but he keeps going.
He's going to score 38 goals if he
continues like this, it could be. I think it's very impressive what he's done today without being involved in most of the times. He was trying to find his spot, never found it. I think Xavi did so well on him. Every single time he was trying to get the ball, never let him turn around. But it was one chance in the second half when from nowhere he decided to, I'm going to try my luck from here. I'm going to try to shoot this kind of frustration. And you can see that it's just beautiful shot. Fantastic. No chance for Ter Stegen to save it. And once again, when you score a goal like this, Real Madrid side, you know that something is coming. We've seen it so many times. And once again, we've seen this movie over and over again. We were on the stand thinking, they're coming. And yeah, at the end, that was the second one.
How's your day been, Luis? All good?
Oh, dear.
Listen, Dan, the game was finished like an hour ago. We've been breaking down everything about the game, about Bellingham, about what to do, what Xavi didn't do, or what Ancelotti did in the second half. I think it's time to get back to our work. Maybe next week start talking about something different, because Real Madrid won it once again. I'm getting tired of talking about Bellingham and how good he is.
Luis, he's looked more distressed than Xavi did.
I am.
But I tell you, this might sound strange, but this Bellingham phenomenon is going to become a problem. Barcelona have got players coming back in, like Lewandowski and Rafinha. They've got goals. Sid mentioned it, I've mentioned it, we've all mentioned it. It's going to dry up.
Yeah, but then surely, like Vinicius Jr. isn't going to continue this run of form, is he? He's going to step up.
Now, if it doesn't dry up, Real Madrid will probably win the league.
Right.
And could well win the Champions League with him having moments like that. If it does, though, and the form of Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. in particular continues, that's now a problem. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's a great story at the moment, but it's not feasible for this to continue at the same pace. I just can't see it happening.
The law of averages tell you that a guy who had not been a goal scoring coming up to this season cannot continue this pace. So eventually, I know, sadly, it will dry up. But let me just say this. Vini Jr. ends up becoming their most important player because he has to be the other guy.
Right.
I don't know about Rodrigo. I don't know about Joselu. When we look at the other guy, it has to be Vini Jr. And he has to be much better than what we have seen. And certainly what we saw today.
That's it, Luis. That's all right. You can go home now. Your evening is done. Thank you very much, Sid, as well. Much appreciated. Real Madrid then in the ascendancy as La Liga continues. Oh, do you want some fascinating facts before we hand back?
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham is the youngest player with a stoppage time game winner in La Liga edition of El Clasico.
Marvelous.
Ever. No one. No one younger has scored a winner. Look at that. Oh, I wish you could see their faces. They're fascinated. Real Madrid overturned a half-time deficit to win a La Liga game on the road in a Clasico for the first time since February 28th, 1965.
Hey.